What's up, folks? I'm Dwayne,
I'm Alicia.
and this is Blackboard Gaming, where we teach you about all these great board games that are out there.
Waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't want a complication. Complication.
Hey, everybody.
Today, we're going to tell you about one of the treasures that I stumbled upon over at PAX Unplugged 2022.
We're going to introduce you to the newest member of the Everdell family, My Lil Everdell.
My Lil Everdell was designed by James and Clarissa A. Wilson and published by Starling Games.
Let's go to the table for a brief overview of how this game is played.
My Lil Everdell is a worker placement tableau-building game for 1 to 4 players, where players are visiting the world of Everdell for the very first time. So I'm going to show you this game, keeping in consideration that I'm showing this to someone who has never played the base game of Everdell. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to place this player board in the middle of the table. And then we're going to take this moon token and place it over the board in the first round spot. We're going to take the 3 resources, the berries and the wood and the resin, place them in these wooden crates, and we're going to place them in their spots on the player board, like so. And then we got these point tokens that's in this wooden crate. We're going to keep that off to the side. Then we're going to take a resource die per player. So we're setting this up for a 3-player game, and we're going to take 3 resource die and put them in these dice spots. Then we're going to take these parade tokens, sort them by type, and then we're going to place them on the board in descending order. So the top card, these are extra points you can get in the game, and the top card is worth 6 points, then 5 points, 4 points, and 3 points. Like so. Next, we're going to take this deck of cards, and after giving them a good shuffle, we're going to reveal 8 cards face up beneath the player board, and then place the deck of cards off to the side. Each player will get one of these home boards and a set of 3 matching animal meeples. Now, this game can be played with children as young as 6 years old. So if you want to give them an advantage in the game, you could start them off with one of each resource, 1 berry, 1 resin, and 1 wood. You can also start them off with cards, starting cards. So you got your captain here, and you got your fort here. Now, the animal meeples and the resources are kept on their home board until you use them in the game. And then the shortest player will be chosen as the first player and get this sun token. And now we can start the game. So the game is going to last 4 rounds. And in each round, there are 5 things you're going to do. You're going to first roll dice. Then you're going to gather goodies. Then you're going to take turns. You're going to return home. And then you're going to move the sun and moon token. So first we're going to roll dice. We're going to take these 3 dice. We're going to roll them. And then we're going to place them in their dice spots, like so. After we roll the dice, then we go into the gather goodies phase, which is pretty much activating any green cards that the players have in their play area. Being that this is the first round, this player over here doesn't have any cards yet. But this player, who started with an advantage, has the captain and the fort, and they're both green cards, which you can see by that symbol there. And so they would gain those resources. Now, usually when playing a green card into your play area, you get to activate that green card right then and there, and then it's activated during the gather goodies phase in each round. But since these were placed here as part of setup, they don't already have these resources. So this is the gather goods phase of the first round. So this player would gain 1 victory point token and 1 resource of their choice. So they decide to get this berry. After all the players have gathered their goods, then the players will start taking turns in clockwise order, starting with the player that has this sun token. And on the player's turn, they're going to place out one of their animal meeples. These are called friends in the book. And they're going to place it in one of these spots where you see these paw prints. So you see these spots got single paw prints, and up here you got spots with a bunch of paw prints. Then after they place their friend, they may, if they want to, play a card from the face-up cards that's below the player board. Now remember, each player has 3 of these friends. So each player is going to have 3 turns per round. So to place one of your friends, let's say I decide to place this friend, I place it in this spot. And it has 1 paw print, which means that once a friend is placed in that spot, no other friends can go there. And once I place that friend, I will get those resources depicted on that die. So this will give me a wood, a berry, and a resin. Now, these spots up here where you see a bunch of paw prints, that means everybody can go there. So if the next player decides to place this friend here, they get a berry. If they go here, they get a wood. Go here, they get a resin. And remember, everybody can go there. So I can place, this player can place another one of his friends over there if he wanted another berry. After the player has placed their friend out on the board and gotten those resources, then if they want to, they can play a card into their play area. So to play a card, you will pay the cost of the card depicted in the top of the card. So like if I wanted to play this doctor, I would take 2 berries that I have and return that to the supply, and then I would take this card and place it next to my home board in my play area. And this would give me 2 points at the end of the game. And then I will replace the card with another card from the deck. So there are critter cards and there are construction cards. And all the cards come in 5 different colors. The green cards give you resources. You get that resource on the card as soon as you play the card, and then you get those resources again during the gather goodies phase in each round. The blue cards activate after certain cards are played, or they allow you to play certain cards for cheaper. So like this swimming hole here, each critter card costs you 1 less berry. Or this fort builder over here, each construction costs you 1 less resource. The tan cards activate the moment you play them, and then that's it. They are just one and done. The red card gives the player that played them in their play area another spot where they could send their friend. So instead of sending their friend out to the game board, they could send their friend to one of the cards in their play area and activate that card. And no other players can place their friends there. The purple cards activate at the end of the game, giving the players opportunities to earn in-game bonus points. There are 4 types of parade cards that the players are trying to achieve throughout the game. And if you're able to meet the requirement on these parade cards, you will grab it at that moment. So this one over here, if you get 5 constructions, you grab this top card. This one, 5 critters next to your home board, you grab this one. This one, if you have 1 of each color, blue, red, purple, tan, and green, then you grab this one. And this one, if you have 3 of any of those, so 3 blue or 3 red or 3 purple, you will grab this token. Once all players have finished taking their turns, placing their workers and playing cards, then we will go into the return home phase, where each player will go out and grab each of their friends, returning it to their home board. Then we would go into the last phase, which is move the moon token, which signifies going to the next round, and then passing this sun token counterclockwise. So the player that went last in the previous round will now be going first in the next round. And then we will start the new round. After 4 rounds, the game will come to an end. Each player will take their leftover resources and return them to the supply, and for every 2, they will get 1 victory point token. So I got 4 here. I'm going to get 2 victory point tokens. Then we're going to look at our purple cards, and we're going to gain victory point tokens from the supply based on those cards. So this one will give me 1 point for every blue card in my play area. Once everyone has done that, each player will count up their points, and whoever has the most points will be the winner of My Lil Everdell.
I gotta ask you, what was this about?
What, this?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, so, when I go to a convention, I'm going to, if they have the Everdell booth, I'm going to go check it out. So I was purposely over there looking to see if it was anything new. I wanted to see, because I know they released that big box and all that. I wanted to see how it looked. I wasn't going to get it because...
So in other words, you didn't stumble upon anything.
No, I purposely go over there to see what's new and take a picture in the Everdell tree.
All right.
I was hoping to take a picture over there. But I had no idea that they was going to release My Lil Everdell.
Okay.
So I checked it out, and I really, Anyway, let's get to it.
All right.
All right. What did you think of My Lil Everdell?
All right. So, I love Everdell too.
Okay. Now, yep. Probably not as much as me.
I don't think that's possible.
No.
However,
I don't think it's possible.
I really do love Everdell. So when you talk when you told me about My Lil Everdell, I'm not a fan of a whole bunch of iterations of the same thing. So I really, I was a little.
You wasn't sure what to expect.
Yes. However, when we played it, I got it. I understood. I understood the place for My Lil Everdell in the world of Everdell.
Yeah, I mean, I really do appreciate My Lil Everdell because, Everdell is a next step game. So when you're introducing people to board games, Everdell is not one to bring to the table. The theme is attractive and everything, but it's not
the
that
mechanics,
first one.
right?
Yeah, because it has a bunch of different mechanics. And what I like about My Lil Everdell is they take out some of that. Like in base Everdell, you're playing cards from your hand or from the metal. In My Lil Everdell, you don't have a hand.
So they take out the hand management.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about hand management and discarding cards and all that.
Yes.
All you do is you're sending out a worker and you're playing a card.
So you're basically sending out a worker, getting resources, and building your tableau.
Yeah, and that's it. They even took out the doorknob thing.
Yes.
Remember when you play a construction?
Yes.
If you have that critter that matches that construction, you can play that critter for free. They don't do that in this because they done made it more simplistic.
And actually, that's what I liked about My Lil Everdell. It has the same, for me, it was just as engaging, but it was easier.
Yeah, it's easier. And I could definitely see, and I like the way they made it where for younger kids, you can make it a little easier. So this is pretty much a family game.
Yes, this is definitely. Now, I'm going to be honest. I think My Lil Everdell is sweet, but I would enjoy it more playing it with kids. I would prefer to play Everdell with adults.
Yeah, My Lil Everdell, because when we played, I felt like I was cheating. I did. Because, in base Everdell, if you start understanding the combos, the more I play Everdell, the more I see new combos. Oh, I can do this and this, especially with all the expansions. And they have that in a way in My Lil Everdell, which I expect them. So when I'm playing, if I'm playing with somebody younger or new to it, I still feel like I'm cheating. because I know the combos. Like I know what the king does, or I know what the they didn't take too much out of it. But speaking of the king, what I really appreciate about it is the way the art style.
You know what? I agree with you, because what's really appealing about the art of Everdell is it's still gorgeous,
Yes.
but it's more delightful, and
It's vibrant.
it's not the people the characters look like children, not adults.
Yeah.
So
It's geared towards children.
so it's a little bit more playful.
Yes.
And so that just brought an element of, I don't know, just that brought an element of whimsy to it.
Yeah, I mean, it gave it its own identity.
Yes.
Yes.
I
really like that, because it still has the Evertree, but for some reason the art, the Evertree from base Everdell looks a little bit more adult.
It looks
in a
more
way.
looks more majestic.
Yeah.
And just it just looks more, so
And the Evertree from My Lil Everdell, it just looks more
it's
like,
not as stately.
but it still looks beautiful.
Yes.
The color, it just
Yes.
made it seem like you're discovered
Secret little world.
yeah. It makes it more make believe. I put it that way.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks a little bit more make believe, but it still attracts the theme of Everdell is still there.
Yes.
And that's what I really love about this, because they made it a way where you could just introduce more people. Like, hey, this is actually an introductory game, and like now you can play this and you can start learning the combos, and you don't have to pay attention to how many cards you can play or discarding cards to get you don't have to pay attention to none of that. All you do, send your worker out, get the resource, play a card.
Yes.
Done.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, with that said, I guess you could tell that really enjoyed My Lil Everdell.
Yes. What I actually appreciate about My Lil Everdell is it has all the charm of the original Everdell without the steep learning curve.
It does. It is. It is definitely for families.
Yes.
I could definitely see playing this with the grandkids.
Yes.
But now, don't get me wrong. Base Everdell is still my baby.
Yes. Yes.
But I do like the baby brother.
Yes.
So that's what we think about My Lil Everdell. When this comes out at retail, definitely get this game. Families will love it. I mean, they're just going to be so engrossed into this fantasy make-believe world, So definitely check this game out. So if you like the contents of this video, feel free to hit the like button.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
And subscribe if you haven't, And I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
This has been Blackboard Gaming.
We will see you next time.